So, I'm back. We are once again live here in the movie library. And before I go into this any farther, we're talking Kino. And as you know, we're really been actually looking into the into this. So I'm actually going to tweet it out that I'm on here. And if you're on here, and you're part of the movie club, let others know. So I'm doing it really quickly. Hey, Andy, welcome back. So yeah, I'm back, and we are going to do more. My better half has a bit of the flu, and she's going on to see her parents really soon. So I want to make sure that that's not going to be something that's going to be like going to be an issue. So I went upstairs, got her some food, got her some medication, got her back in bed, got her resting, box tissues type of thing. Hopefully she'll be feeling better really soon, because she's going to be doing like the talking about the yeah, because she's going on vacation soon, so she doesn't let me say when she's on vacation. Where did I go off? Oh yes, I did. I went off with Ape. Now I want to talk about this, and this is like Kino does do some really decent kind of 3D releases. So I actually haven't got to watch Ape in 3D yet. I'm actually looking forward to watching this one. I might actually watch this one. This one I got to watch my better half, because she does like this type of stuff. I may take like a quick watch of this one on my own with the PSVR. I'll actually put it in and kind of enjoy it that way. It is super cheesy. I think this is the one where the ape kind of like flips the bird at people. Again, like super cheesy, super fun film. Something that you're only going to find on a label like Kino. They are very eclectic with their releases. So if you have not seen or picked up Ape yet, I definitely do recommend it. It has great cover art, doesn't it? And this is both the 2D and 3D edition, so you're getting both editions. And what's really neat here is that Kino Studio Classics, some people really hate this, but and I did too at first, but I actually kind of like really love it now. So like all the Kino Studio Classics, as this here same kind of uniform, the KL Studio Classics, they'll have the movie title down below. It's the KL on it. It seems pretty standard. It seems kind of like black, kind of boring when you think about it at first. But as you start to collect Kino, you start to like kind of look forward to that kind of the uniformity in the inside the disc. It's it's a Kino when you open it up right away. You know right away exactly what company it is, and kind of the quality that you're in for. So that's always a big plus. So Ape 3D, they did a few 3D movies. I don't have very many. I think this may be one of the only 3D ones I got from Kino, but again, a really kind of solid release. Now next up is a very, very different film. I like this one, but again, much like when it said 8 Million Ways to Die, I wasn't sure what I thought of the film when I watched it, and that is Fuzz. So look at the cast for Fuzz. We got like Burt Reynolds, Jack Weston, Tom Skerritt there, Raquel Welch, Yul Brynner, a lot of other actors in this one as well. Like, really kind of like big actors, decent actors, and like kind of either big roles or small roles. It's a very eclectic, very cast. And this one is actually written by a guy by the name of Evan Hunter, who is actually, otherwise known as Ed McBain. So he did these series of like books called The 87th Precinct. There was actually a TV series back in the day with, I think, Norman Fell and a bunch of other people in it. Yeah, this is, and it's a fun film. It's different. It actually kind of ends off on a sort of a way where they could actually like have followed up. They could have done a sequel to it. It's kind of all over the place, but that's exactly kind of the way a Police Station is. There is like a story, but there's a bunch of like kind of intersecting stories as you go through, and it does have kind of a real feel of like of kind of the police station like atmosphere, the police atmosphere of it. So think of like maybe a more a high budget with a higher cast Barney Miller, if that show kind of rings like true to you, if if you remember what Barney Miller was. But Barney Miller was set in one room. It was kind of like a one-room show. This one isn't, and they do take advantage of that. Now there's not a commentary on here, and again the Fuzz. does like, they do a Trailers from Hell. They started doing that recently with Josh Olson for this one here, and there's Trailers from Hell for the movie Fuzz. And I do really enjoy Trailers from Hell, so every time I see that on a release, it kind of makes me smile. Hey, Carlos, thanks a lot. Hopefully my better half will get some nice sleep now, but that she's got the medication now. Hey, Jace, it is a good time for you to come in here. This is like actually my second time started doing, well, this is my second part of this video. Hopefully you'll check the other part later on. I'm actually talking Kino. There's a used Kino sale going on, Jace, right now. And I wish I could get some because I would love to have some of the Sabatas for us to talk about. I really want those. I'm sure you probably have them. So next up is Cotton Comes to Harlem. This is really, really good. And it's... you did? So yeah, if you've never seen this one, it's a really great blaxploitation one. Larry Cohen. Did Larry Cohen work on this one? I'm a huge, just so you guys know, I'm a huge Larry Cohen fan. So I didn't know he worked on this film, but if he did, it kind of makes sense. This is a really smart one. I know Ossie Davis directed this movie. Great soundtrack. Really, really fantastic cast. If you haven't seen it, Cotton Goes to Harlem. Definitely kind of a really, really cool one. The greatest. For the Sabatas. I'd get them all anyway because I'm a completist, Jace. Definitely check this one out. Oh, you're probably right. And now you're making me kind of curious. So let's dive into Larry Cohen. Because the last thing I want to do is make you doubt yourself. So I'm guessing he worked as a writer on it. And Cotton Goes to Harlem would have been back in... Okay. I got to get the It's Alive set down the road too. Now, Larry Cohen, by the way, worked on The Jury. He did The Jury, so that one I do know. And Full Moon High, which I do have, but I haven't got a chance to watch yet. He did Hell Up in Harlem. So he did Hell Up in Harlem. So there you go. It's still in Harlem. You know, he did Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem. But Cotton Goes to Harlem, I think that one was pretty much done by, well, strongly a lot of it was done by Ossie Davis. So you're close. You're almost there. Hey, John. Oh, Kino put out some amazing stuff. And that's the thing. Like, Kino definitely does, like, a lot of really good releases. Now, speaking of which, I really like this one. I think this is definitely in the underrated Charles Bronson, Chuck Norris. Yes, chicken version of Chuck Norris. The Chuck Norris film, and that is Code of Silence. Really, really dug this film. I like the work on this. The stunts on this are actually really great. I did find it's more grounded Chuck Norris film. I enjoyed that portion of it, and again, a great bad guy there with Henry Silva. You can never go wrong with when Henry Silva's in a film, man. I love that actor. Again, audio commentary, interviews by a lot of the actors, including Molly Hagan, who I knew. It was killing me as I was watching the film. Molly Hagan, where did I know her from? I'm a huge Dallas fan, and she was the girl that played Miss Ellie in the Dallas the early years, the miniseries. So yeah, I remember that actually. So yeah, really good movie. If you haven't checked this out, Chuck Norris, Code of Silence, definitely worth picking up. Now, this one is cool. I dig this one. Not everybody does. I love this one. I love the cast on this film. And this is, there we go, Certain Fury. So if you have not checked, so that is Irene Cara, of course, from Fame. And Tatum O'Neal, because that was the missing connection. So Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara, basically they play these two women. Oh yeah, they did like it actually. I remember. I'm a huge Siskel and Ebert fan. So basically, they played. There's two other women that are kind of like them, and by kind of like them, it says one's black and one's white, and that are hardcore criminals, and they do some nasty stuff, and these two kind of get confused with them. Again, a really fun cast too, by the way. We got like Peter Fonda here, Moses Gunn, Nicholas Campbell, George Murdoch. It's directed by the guy that directed Paris Trout and A Killing in Small Town. Irene Cara. Definitely on the Google Doc list, right? And I bet she's on your Google Doc list, Leroy. I know she is. And definitely looking super, super sweet and cute there. Hey, Kubrick lover, we're talking Kino tonight. Because Kino has a sale going on right now, which if you you can avail of. Now, next up is a is FX, a movie from the 80s that I really super dig. Hey Ian, how's it going, man? Kino has a huge sale, and I'm going through my Kino stuff, and we're talking Kino. Probably, as I mentioned in my last video, the most accessible company to start collecting, and I've gone from being like what seemed to be like a super overly priced one to actually being amazingly well done, and actually being like having great sales and great releases with features and and a very wide variety of films. FX, if you have not checked this out, please do. This is a really good film. I'm a huge fan of Brian Brown and Brian Dennehy. How much of a fan of Brian Brown am I? Well, I learned to juggle bottles. I did. Film Shock it. I was talking about Rhino. Did you get Rhino? Somebody mentioned Rhino. I want to know what they said about Rhino. So FX again. Yeah, I would like to see them go in there. Like if they were to go international the way that like some of the other companies have, it would definitely be awesome, because the stuff that they put out, it is incredible, and they do really good transfers. Oh, WWE fired him. Was there a reason? Oh, what for? Or was it just like he's getting older and doing stuff type thing? I kind of get that, but I guess he had his time. But I did like Rhino back in the day. That's why I got those ECW things. I can watch Rhino. So this is White Lightning, Burt Reynolds, and one of my favorite Burt Reynolds films. These two series with the character Gator, I really, really like. And there's somewhere here I got Gator as well. What's really cool about this one is you really got to buy White Lightning and Gator. They're and this is more of a serious Burt Reynolds film. It's got a lot of the action. Actually, I do like FX2. I don't own it yet. It's one that I really, really want to get. At the time that FX2 came out, it got kind of crapped on a bit. But over the years, FX2 has kind of gained a cult following and become like has become more of like an appreciated film. And of course, I also like FX the series. A lot of people like don't like or aren't aware of that, but I actually have both seasons. Have I seen two hands? I've seen two hands right here. So yeah, there's a featurette on this called Burt Reynolds Back to the Bayou. Really, really great feature. Part 1 is on here. Part 2 is on the second film. Which I should just see if I got it right here right now so I can actually bring it out. Yeah, there we go. So that I don't... Here we go. Gator. This is the sequel. As you see by now, Burt Reynolds got the stash, which he didn't have. They're in White Lightning. These are really good films, by the way. Female Scorpion. Oh, I need those. So, actually, I don't know if I have seen it. So I'll look into it, actually. Because I'm a huge Brian Brown fan. Actually, I remember the movie, was it Massage? Something like that. And he's like, what's my favorite Burt Reynolds film? It's really hard to say. I love a lot of Burt Reynolds movies. But you see these here? These are high on the list. That of like, honestly, yeah, so I love like the Smokey and the Bandit films, like the the classic Burt Reynolds stuff. I like a lot of his more serious stuff, Sharky's Machine. But actually, I really do like these films. Was there not like, did he not shoot the footage already for him for the Tarantino one? I wonder who will take his place for that. Deliverance, yeah. Again, but the thing is, like, I can't say Deliverance for like Burt Reynolds definitely is the forefront, but he's not. I see that more as of an ensemble film more than like a Burt Reynolds film, I guess. I've seen every Burt Reynolds film. I'm not even kidding. I really seriously have seen everything that this guy has done. I was a huge fan growing up, and I did grow up around the time that Burt Reynolds was like super uber popular. So if it's something that passed me by in a theater that I didn't see, I actually went out and found it again. But no, but yeah, no. Again, Burt Reynolds is in it, and he's definitely one of the main guys. So oh, there's more actually. There's seven. There's seven Smoking Bandits. There are three actually theater Smoking Bandits. The first two starred Burt Reynolds. The third one starred Jerry Lewis, right? Jerry Lewis. No, Jerry Reed. Sorry, yeah, I know. It starred Jerry Reed, and there were four. Heat is fantastic, and then there's four TV movies that actually starred Brian Bloom as a younger Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds. So, yeah, he's younger Burt Reynolds. So he's younger, like kind of like the Bandit. Basically, there was four that came on like a UPN. Oh, yeah, this is actually a really good documentary. Yeah, Jerry Reed is in the first two, but he's actually Burt Reynolds doesn't come back really for the third one, except for really I think maybe a cameo. I'm not even sure if he does, but Jerry Reed becomes the star of the third one, and the third one becomes more about like the truckers. So it's really Smokey and the Bandit. But yeah, Gator, pick it up, guys. Great film. Speaking of really cool films that kick ass, next up is Truck Turner. Again, we got Isaac Hayes. We know Isaac Hayes did some damn fine music for blaxploitation, but he also did his own damn fine blaxploitation movie as well, and that is Truck Turner. Also, we got the Yvette Koto in here. Great cast. Truck Turner is a really cool character that I would love to see in more. In what I'd love to see like do more than just one off, like kind of like Dolomite. We want to see him do more. He's not like Dolomite in like that super funny way, but he's definitely he does blaxploitation films, right? He's the badass character. There's a kitty cat. Is your favorite blaxploitation movie? I love this movie actually. It's got some great features on there. So I'm guessing you got the Kino edition of this one. We got like an audio commentary by the director Jonathan Kaplan, a Q&A with Kaplan and the stuntman on this, Bob Miner, and we got the trailers from Al from Ernest Dickinson, and again like radio spots, Richard Tucker trailer. I haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it again. But yeah, Truck Turner is amazing. I really went into that one like kind of blind. I'm like, that's one I'd missed. And I thought I'd seen it, but I picked it up. And when I got to watch it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I watched it like 2 or 3 times, actually. Next up is a Peter Sellers film, a comedy, and that is The Party. Truck Turner? Yes, Truck Turner definitely is one. Oh, the Klansman? It's got a nice trailer, so I do want to check it out. The Party is really, really good. And for me, it's Peter Sellers. Aside from like the Pink Panther films and, of course, the, Doctor Strange, this is kind of Peter Sellers, definitely at one of his best. This is fantastic. He does a lot of like improvisation on this one. The Party is really well done. Some people may find this one kind of like it might be a little bit like controversial because he plays like a character like an Indian actor, but really, really, really well done, and it's super funny. This is incredible. Pick it up. And apparently everybody agrees with me. So you like monster movies, you like Godzilla, you like Gamera, you want something different. You're thinking, I want Godzilla, but I want him to dance, and I want it to be in Korea. Well, Kino has exactly what you need. And that is Yongari, Monster from the Deep. Yongari is a uniquely different kaiju film. It's really fun. It's a Korean kaiju film. Godzilla might be too cheesy for you. Then this Cubic Lever is going to be like, because there's some serious Godzilla films. The original Godzilla was not at all cheesy, but this is super cheesy, man. I'm not gonna lie. There's a scene where he gets high. He gets high and dances. Sounds like Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, he gets high and have you ever done a Christmas movie live stream? I haven't, Ian, but Christmas is coming up. I haven't done like a live stream as in watching a movie or anything like that. I don't know the illegalities on that and like how that works. But I am going to be doing a holiday horror video. And I'll probably do like a Christmas one as well. And you want to see like what I think is kind of a cool Burt Reynolds one that I do think is underrated. It does move a bit slower. But here you go. Burt Reynolds and Malone. This one could have been a bit faster, could have been a bit better paced. I guess, let me know if you get any of these, by the way, Culture Training. I'm sure I'll see it on your on Instagram, but again, we got Cynthia Gibb in this one here, Lauren Hutton's here, Cliff Robertson. And look at that badass cover. See, cool guys don't, they don't look back at explosions. And he's a cool guy walking away from an explosion. They don't run. They walk. They saunter. They do. This is a really good one. Really got to pick this up. Again, another one with a fantastic cast. And yeah, it is a bit slow, but still, it's a solid one. And that is The Laughing Policeman. Now, this is one that I had seen, but hadn't seen in a while, and I'd really forgotten about it. And it's a shame that I had, because I really like Walter Matthau, and Walter Matthau, Bruce Dern. If you have not checked out the Laughing Policeman, really, it's a really good one. And just like we're talking about, like really good casts here. We got Louis Gossett Jr., we got Bruce Dern, Anthony Zerbe's in this one, Kathy Lee Crosby, Joanna Cassidy, Paul Kozlow. An amazing cast, and I love this here. I love this cover, by the way. Walter Matthau is a highly underrated actor. He doesn't get enough, he doesn't really get talked about enough when it comes to this. Walter Matthau is really, really freaking good. I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna spotlight Walter Matthau, from things like The Laughing Policeman to The Sunshine Boys to The Odd Couple. He really deserves to be spotlighted a bit more. Next up is one that I liked overall, but I did find it to be slightly disappointing considering the cast that was in it. And I enjoyed it. The ending, it's smart for him to retire Rocky right now, I think. Now, the thing is that basically he wanted to kill and retire Rocky character like a long, long time ago in. But the thing is, the studios really wouldn't let him. But the idea now is that he has given them another franchise to go with. They can keep the Rocky franchise going with a much younger actor, and with the Creed series. And if you want to keep the Rocky character alive and have him kind of like come back, like to do the thing, or if you want to like have emotional ending for Rocky, either way, they can go whatever way they want to with it. And eventually down the road, I'm sure they'll reboot that. But I think that he's doing it the right way. Yeah, Film Stock, I think he's actually doing it the right way. He's handing it off to the next generation. He's created a new character rather than just having to reboot Rocky again with another actor. And I haven't yet to see Creed 2, but I've heard good things about it. And I've actually heard that some people are actually wanting to see a Drago spinoff film. So who knows? Rambo. Son of Rambo. Rainbow. If you don't know what a man called Rainbow is, find out. So here we go, Last Embrace. Definitely worth seeing Creed. It's a really good movie. So, very cool film. Jonathan Kaplan. Again, not my favorite. Great cover. Fantastic cover. I like Roy Schreider. I think he does a really good job in the film. I don't know if it was when I watched it, but the ending it didn't quite do it for me. But I did enjoy this film overall. And I think I really got to give it another watch again, because I was actually watching this movie as we were going out. So the last 15 minutes or so of this film, I really wasn't able to get completely invested in it. Yep, same director as Silence of the Lambs. Next up is, this is more of a light one. Definitely more of a light film. And that is Harry in Your Pocket. See a happier James Coburn than you normally see. There's Michael Sarrazin, and that is the utterly gorgeous Trish Van Devere. So Blue Thunder. Yeah, and actually it became a TV series. With, was it, who's one of the actors in that? Comedian, actually, from Saturday Night Live. But yeah, definitely. This is a fun film. It's a lighthearted film. You know, it's nothing like super, super serious. My favorite action. Oh yeah, Garth. You're right. It was Garth, man. Party on, Garth. Water Pigeon. Yeah. So like, great cast. This is the only film like kind of directed by Bruce Geller, who did mostly TV stuff like Mission Impossible and stuff like that. So his only like theatrical film. Next up is one that is one of those like squad movies. And as you can see, this one still has a HV tag on there. It's got Hugh O'Brien, Mickey Rooney, James Mitchum, and Bush Bay. So I have seen this one before, but I haven't opened this version of it. Definitely kind of a fun one. Now, here's one that I really did enjoy. Great soundtrack, too, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Really good film. And that is Across 110th Street. And it has probably the worst cover out of any of the blaxploitation movies that I've seen, like, covers for. It's got a pretty boring cover, but it's a great film. Don't let the cover like fool you. This is a great film with an amazing cast, fantastic score. If you have not seen this, like it is really well done. You know, that's of course Anthony Quinn, Yaphet Kotto. Yeah, if you haven't seen this one, Jace, definitely check it out. Wonderful film. And Anthony Franciscoso is in it. I highly recommend. John Steele is 100% right. Definitely watch this film. You look at the cover on this and you think, well, what exactly is it? It's a good film. Oh, Carlos, thanks for coming in, and hopefully you can come back later and see the rest of the video. I will see you again here soon. Yeah, you can't judge by the cover. And I did, when I first heard about this one, I did judge it by the cover first. But I ended up getting it. Okay, cereals. Take more money. And this one is awesome. So this is Adventures of Captain Marvel, one of the best serials that was ever made. And a really great early representation of a superhero. I really like this. And Captain Marvel is the boss man. He does not mess around. You want to talk about, like, you know, Superman, like, cracked Zod's neck and you know, the Man of Steel and stuff like that. Captain Marvel picks up a big freaking like one of those Gatling gun type of things and guns down some bad guys in the very first chapter of Adventures of Captain Marvel. He does not mess around. He takes names. He doesn't take names. He just kicks ass. And there's some great stunt work in this, by the way. Tom Tyler is in this one here. If you know the name Tom Tyler, it's probably from movies like Hands of the Mummy with Universal. He did that. Now, of course, when he did that movie, he had like kind of bad arthritis in his hand by that time. He was a stunt man. And, you know, again, one of those Western stars. So that's why when you see like the Mummy, and you see certain movies with the Mummy's hand, and it's hard to find like a really great like 3D TV nowadays. I just got to keep an eye out. Also check places like Easy Home and stores like that. I'm not sure if they're in your area, but like the places that like they're probably rented or sold TVs. You can find like a lot of good 3D kind of like things there as well. Savannah, we're talking about Kino. So this one here, by the way, guys, super fun. What's really cool about this is that there's 12 chapters, there are 12 audio commentaries, and there's like a different person for each audio commentary. So also PlayStation, man, you're a PlayStation guy. You got a PlayStation 4, the PlayStation VR headset, instant 3D. That's kind of one of the things that the VR headset does. So if you get the VR headset, you put on the headset, watch 3D. You only watch it by yourself, but still you can watch it. Yeah, each one of these like chapters, each chapter of the serial has a commentary. You got people like Jerry Beck on here, Leonard Maltin, Chris Everly, you know, Tom Weaver, just some great people working on some great commentaries. And the thing is, they don't just like talk about Captain Marvel. They talk about different aspects. They can talk about like early, like, you know, comic books, different eras and stuff. So you get a ton of like value out of this 2-disc set. Next up is one that I think everybody should have. I think they did catch on for a bit, and I'm hoping that like we're going to see some like 4K 3D TVs like really kind of going into it down the road. Right now, 4K has become like what some people say is a gimmick, but some of the new kind of like format thing. I think 3D will kind of work its way back around. Right now, I do have a 3D TV upstairs, but I do like upstairs in my bedroom. But downstairs I got a 4K, and I got the PSVR to watch 3D. So here we go, Highway to Hell. This is a really good film. Great cast. One of those really kind of different, weird, eclectic films. If you haven't seen it, do recommend it. You know, the actor on this, that's CJ Graham. He played Jason, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Hey, Action Jackman. Exactly, again. See, John Steele, we're getting to the underrated stuff here. Amazing cast. So we got Patrick Burgeon on here, who's a really underrated actor. We have like Chad Lowe, Christy Swanson, the original Buffy. Richard Farnsworth does great in this. We've got like the entire Stiller family, or the entire Ben Stiller family in this. Ben Stiller, you know, his dad, Jerry Stiller, and Mara, his sister. Actually, I don't have any. It's too close to Christmas for me to have any bids on eBay. And I just did the oldies.com sale last night, which I talked about. But nobody wanted to talk about it when I was on here last night. I was making a video, a wrestling video, and I talked about the oldies.com sale. And it was like crickets, like when I was talking about that sale. But Highway to Hell, definitely check it out. This is a really good film. And it's a lot of fun. The Kino sale, Action Jackman. Right now, Kino just announced a huge sale on their website. 21 pages of films. Oh, PlayStation 9, thanks for coming in. Think about PlayStation VR as your 3D way to go. Until you can find a good 3D TV. Yeah, Jerry Stiller is really good. He's good in this too as well. Gilbert Gottfried plays Hitler in this movie. I'm not joking. He does. He plays Hitler. So Gilbert Gottfried's Hitler. You want to see Gilbert Gottfried's Hitler? Highway to Hell. We're getting there, guys. So I'm going to show some like I'm not sure if they're. I don't think they're on sale going on for the sale, but I'm going to show you like a few like redemption titles as well, because I want to get these here out of the way too. And that is so first. I've already showed this one recently, so I'm not going to get into it too much. That's the Pete Walker collection. Again, great stuff. We got Jess Franco's Oasis of the Zombies. Wonderful cover. The least sleazy Jess Franco film you're ever going to see. I don't think there's even any nudity in this film. There's actually, put it to you this way, this movie starts with a lesbian couple and it doesn't go into nudity. What was Jess Franco thinking? I'm not quite sure. It's a different film. So next up is House of Whipcord. Really good Pete Walker film. Really do enjoy that one. Schizo, again, if you haven't checked this one out, again, an amazing Pete Walker film. Pete Walker did a lot of great stuff. You guys still talking Gilbert Gottfried? Dutch Screaming Marianne is probably the my least favorite of the Pete Walker films, but Susan George. And again, I do love Susan George. Also, bad cover, great movie, The Comeback. If you haven't seen this, again, really recommend this film. It's kind of like English Giallo. That's pretty much exactly what it is. So if you've never seen another Redemption, again, that is a Kino label. So, and one I mentioned recently, so I'm not going to get into it, and that's The Sinful Nuns of St. Valentine, which I really dug. And they also do a label called Jezebel, which deals with kind of like more, kind of like erotica stuff. Like usually pretty, nothing too, it's pretty tame actually. And this is a Jean Rollin one, School Girl Hitchhikers. I don't have any of the genre, except for Shiver the Vampire. I don't really have any Jean Rollin like horror films, which I really should have. But School Girl Hitchhikers, look at that. Come on, tell me you don't want that film. Come on, guys, be honest. You want to see some School Girl Hitchhikers. Damn it, I'm going to have to watch this movie tonight now. I'm not joking. I just kind of want to. All right, now here's some different ones. Covers, see, the cover's fantastic on that. Here's some different ones. Like, they do stuff with other companies as well. Uh, like, for instance, they do stuff with Scorpion releasing. They do some stuff with Code Red. And they do stuff with the Library of Congress. So first off, we'll look at a couple of those. So Human Bondage is one of the films that really got me into Betty Davis back then. I was a huge Betty Davis fan. Leslie Howard, early film for both of them. Leslie Howard's kind of a dry actor. He can be really dry at times. I did love of Human Bondage. I thought this was a fantastic film, and this is a great print of it done by Kino. It's the Kino Classic release. Next up is another Betty Davis film that was put out, and that is with Pat O'Brien, and that's Hell's House. So again, it's kind of a prison one, as you can tell. I do have the full moon edition of American Werewolf in London. This one is a very different looking. It's a Kino one, but you wouldn't know it from just like looking at it. And let me just see. Do they have a certain like label name on it, or Kino Classic? So it's a Kino Classic as well. This is by Eric Romer, and if you know the director Eric Romer, then congratulations, kudos, because he is actually really good. And this is Pauline at the Beach. I love this cover. It's very different. Like we've seen like, a lot of uniform, like kind of with this kind of red spine on it. Very different from like the usual black spines that Kino has. Definitely like a unique Kino release. Intolerance. I don't have that one, but I would love to get. That's one I do have to get. Now next up is one that is super fun. And I think this is this one was done with Scorpion releasing. I watched like all the Christmas horror movies, so I'm not going to talk about this one very much. I just mentioned it really quickly. That's To All a Good Night, directed by David Hess. And yes, this again is a Kino release. The cover's very liberal. Yes, yes it is. Next up is an awesome one, and that is Queen of Blood. So if you haven't checked out this one, really, seriously, why not? This is a really fun release. A great cast, too. Like, we got John Saxon, Basil Rathbone on this one here. And there, look at this. Just look at this cast. Look at this. Look at that shapely Queen of Blood there. Creepers is awesome. So again, like this is like this was a Corman one, Roger Corman and Robert. This is a really cool movie, actually. And when you watch this movie, you gotta have one movie to go with it. This is one that you double feature with. And this is what we double featured it with. So if you get that one, there's another one to pick up if you don't have it, and that is Mario Bava's Planet of the Vampires. This is gorgeous. This movie is absolutely gorgeous. So if you have not seen this, strongly, guys, recommend it. Mario Bava again does some gorgeous filmography in this. Again, incredible, just an incredible film, and oh yeah, an amazing. You can see, dude, the impact that it had on Alien, and also if you really look at it, the impact on X-Men, because look at that, man. Look at those leather like dark suits. The Planet of the Vampire came out in 1965. So, and it is utterly gorgeous. When you think of Bava and you think like stunning work that he did, this definitely is stunning work. It doesn't get talked about enough. Next up is one of my all-time favorite blaxploitation films, and that is Sugar Hill. So you don't have, again, if you're into blaxploitation at all and this is not in your collection, why not, man? Because you got to get some, like, you got to get some of this in your collection. Sugar Hill's really good. Great cast, great villain, like super good villain, and it's Robert Quarry, by the way. If you've seen like the Count Yorga movies, so Count Yorga was played by Robert Quarry. He's the bad guy in this. We get like a character, by the way, that's not really the bad guy per se, but Baron Samedi, very interesting, very fun character. I would love to have seen more of this, but I'm kind of glad they kept it at the one that they did. Again, there's like, there's features, audio commentary with the director on here, on camera interviews with some of the actors and the director, and just a really, really good film. Highly, highly underrated. Next up is, again, it's a fun little classic, and directed by Kevin Connor, and that is At the Earth's Core. Got Doug McClure, Peter Cushing's in this one here, Carolyn Monroe, the very beautiful Carolyn Monroe. Some kind of cheesy monsters. We gotta love that, man. Some really, really cool stuff. So if you haven't checked this one out, again, At the Earth's Core, definitely worth checking out. A really, really good, really fun film. Next up, we have a box set, and we just finished Noirvember, and I mentioned this one once before, and this is the Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema box set. I'm not sure if this one's on sale or not, but the movies are actually, you can get them like on their own as well. So I'll quickly mention the movies that are in the set. So with George Sanders one, A Witness to Murder. This is a really, really good film, Barbara Stanwyck. I love Barbara Stanwyck. If you have not seen this movie, see this movie. It's one of those, this gets like the, definitely gets the pin recommendation. Great film. Next up is, we got one here with Edward G. Robinson and George Raft, Bullet for Joey. We have the Big House USA. Dinosaurs and Cave Woman in the back up. One that I do really dig, and it's got Dan Jury. I like Dan Jury, and that's Storm Fear. And the classic he ran all the way with Shelley Winters and John Garfield. That's and we get like a kind of a younger Shelley Winters in here as well. The good ones. If you don't watch film noir, you never truly know cinema. You never truly love cinema until you watch the film, until you watch some film noir. Because that is true, like cinema verite. Yeah, Shelley Winters is passed away now, unfortunately. She was a really good actress, and she doesn't get like the credit that she definitely deserves. But she's definitely an underrated actress. Want to talk some underrated films? Let's talk some underrated action films. Let's talk Michael Dudikoff in Avenging Force. This is the sequel to Invasion USA with Chuck Norris. Same character. He's playing Matt Stryker, the same character that Chuck Norris played in Invasion USA. Definitely check this out. Lolita. She was amazing. Lolita's a favorite Kubrick film of mine. Ned Hunter, of course. No, that's Shelley Duvall is in The Shining. Now, Avenging Force is like great. If you haven't seen this, definitely check this out. Michael Dudikoff, super violent film. Nobody, like you can be a little kid in this movie, you can be a baby, doesn't matter. They will take you out. The bad guys will take you out. Doctor Sleep is the sequel to The Shining. That's actually the name of the book for Stephen King. Okay, guys, you want super cheesy? You want a movie that you gotta have if you like really super like cheesy stuff in your collection? You know what you gotta get? I'm not joking. This should be, if you're like me and you like Z-grade films, Astro Zombies. So, Wendell Corey is pretty drunk when he's in this film. Unfortunately, passed away shortly after. John Carradine, Tura Santana. Watch this movie. I'm serious. This is a riff tracks, by the way, guys. It's got a riff tracks on it as well. So if it's got a regular auto commentary and a riff tracks auto commentary, yeah, definitely get it. Well, actually, they should have done it because it is based on the book by Stephen King, Doctor Sleep. So it's not really like they're saying, okay, we're sequelizing, we're doing a sequel to Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, because Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is way different from the actual Shining. So they're doing the sequel of the book The Shining, and yeah, that's Stephen King's one. So why not? This is kind of the heyday of Stephen King. And I don't think anything's untouchable when it comes to that. Like, especially, Kubrick's The Shining is a great movie, but it's not a great adaptation. It's a great film. Because it's the name of the book. That's why. That's why. Because and it's deals with the character like Danny's grown up. But yes, Astro Zombies, guys. Buy Astro Zombies. Buy this. Buy this. Buy this. See that? Yeah, when you think about The Shining, don't think about don't go into Doctor Sleep thinking like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, because Stanley Kubrick's The Shining isn't Stephen King's The Shining. It's Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So Doctor Sleep will be a continuation of the of the story of the novel of The Shining. So like comes like years later type of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I like the director Mike Flanagan, so I've liked the stuff that he's done so far. So a solid choice for the director. Beware the Blob, guys. Come on, Beware the Blob. A movie that's almost entirely improvised with its and it really no, Jack Nicholson wouldn't be in this. Like Jack Nicholson obviously was, because don't like again like don't think of it as like the Stanley Kubrick thing. Think of it as like the as just going off from the book basically. Yeah, Beware the Blob. This is directed by the late great. Do you know? Do you guys remember? Larry Hagman, J.R. Ewing, from Dallas. Well, here's one that I didn't know that I had, that I also got during the HMV sale for $1, and that is Yuli's Gold. I actually really did like Yuli's Gold back in the day. So it's more of a dramatic film, very different from most of the other films that I got there. I'm a huge Peter Fonda fan, so definitely why I picked that one up. Next up is a Roger Corman one. Yeah, it is amazing. Astro Zombies is really, really cool. Yeah. For $1, it is great. But, I get what you mean. Secret Invasion. Oh man, Larry Cohen. Again, much like the like Burt Reynolds, Larry Cohen is one of those guys I'm an enormous fan of. I do have the Scream Factory Edition, although it's mislabeled as the Shout Factory release. If you go check, you'll realize that when you look at your Blu-ray. But Q, I loved. I love Q, the Winged Serpent. Michael Moriarty, man. I'm a huge Michael Moriarty fan. I'm a huge Larry Cohen fan. Obviously, the two work together a lot, and that is a fantastic film. So there we go. It is Stuart Granger. We got Ralph Vaughan in this one. Mickey Rooney. Was that Ed Burns and Henry Silva? So man, there you go, Henry Silva in a black and white Roger Corman film. Gotta love that. And look at there, look how menacing Henry Silva looks. Now, are you ready for one cat? One cat who plays like an army? No, and that is Trouble Man. Oh yeah, get yourself some Trouble Man. Trouble Man is so cool. He's got his Trouble Man car. I'm not joking. He's got a cool ass car. Definitely check out Trouble Man. I like blaxploitation films. I really do. This is a fun one. Fred Olen Ray. You know who that is? Yeah, and I'm a huge retro media fan. It's one of the first companies I ever collected. Black Shampoo. I got to get Black Shampoo. You're right, it's John Steele. That is a really good one. And it's one that I don't have yet. So I need that in my collection. Star Slammer. What's better than a women in prison movie? What about a women in prison in a space prison movie? Untamed, uncaged, unleashed. In space. With Ross Hagen, of course. And Susan Stokey. Actually, I do remember Nothing But Trouble with Dan Aykroyd. It's actually a favorite film stock of my sisters, my youngest sisters. Ready for this one? Who loves the movie Tenebrae? The classic Dario Argento movie Tenebrae. Hands down, for me, the best Argento film. Like, yeah, I love Suspiria, Deep Red's great. I love both those films, but depends on the movie. My better half actually would probably spend more than, ironically, my better half would and has spent more than I have to complete a collection. And I won't say what she spent, but she did spend a bit on one movie once to complete a collection. And it's up there in the Disney Treasures. So you want Sinbad of the Seven Seas. Why do you want this? It's John Steiner actually playing the bad guy in this. So that's John Steiner there, with the pointy goatee, and he's like he's in Tenebrae. He's got a very important role. If you've seen the movie Tenebrae, you know who John Steiner is. He's a very big fan of like of the authors in the film. So this actually is pretty cool. It's got a decent cast. It's really cheesy, horrible special effects, some pretty bad acting, but it's just one of those you got to watch. You know, you don't expect good acting from this. There's all the dubbing is like the dubbing is the dubbing. This one's really good. And amazing cast. My better half, of course, she French is one of her main languages. I remember seeing Shogun when it came out. Marco Polo I don't have, but I don't have a lot of miniseries. I got like stuff like The Shining, not Shining, yeah, The Shining miniseries, the TV miniseries, Salem's Lot, you know, the miniseries. If I come across them, I'd get them. I remember liking Taipan with Brian Brown. There's another one with Brian Brown. Fantastic cast here. We got the Sicilian Clan, Alain Delon, Jean Gabin, and Lino Ventura. These are the three, badass kind of mafia gangster guys of, of French cinema. If you watch French cinema at all, then you know these names because they are the big names. Who directed this one here? This one was directed by Jacques Strauss. No, that's who produced it. Oh, sorry there. Henri Renault directed this one. And what's really cool about this one, guys, I'm going to break this open and show you guys. So, remember when I showed you originally like the like No Retreat, No Surrender, and they had like the Blu-ray with that had the US and international cut on there. And this one here literally gives each of the films their own disc. So the US cut and the international cut get their own disc. So you can tell that they're going to be like quality restorations on this. They're making sure they're really going all out with this one right here. Again, yeah, I do agree. I love the cover on this one here. I love the colors on it. It is really cool, really well done. And if you've never heard of it, definitely worth checking out. There's got the original edition, 2K restoration of the 125-minute international cut is on here as well. Audio commentary by film historians Howard S. Berger, Nathaniel Thompson. Legend of the Clan, hour-long featurette, animated montage of images. Sicilian Clan by Fred Cavier interview, and definitely check it out. Here's one. I don't think we watched this one yet, and this is one that Rainbow. It sounds slightly familiar, but I don't remember it well. I'd have to look into it, to be totally honest with you. Oh, really? The French Stage Book of the Clan. Do you like it, Murdersville? I actually am. My better half's a huge fan of, like, she likes Lino Ventura, and like she likes all three of these actors here. But Lino Ventura was kind of like the Humphrey Bogart type character. Bob Hop. I do not know, because this is a French film. Yeah, you want to see some cool action, a cool action film? One of my early videos that I did was a very short review thing. All right, you just gained cool points for saying that, Murdersville. Is Andy Sedaris? I did Andy Sedaris, Babes, Bullets, was it Girls, Guns, and G-Strings, was like an early kind of release that I reviewed, and was my first video to really break like in the thousands range. So when this one was being released, 7, oh yeah, we were there. We were picking this one up. We knew this was when we had to have. That's William Smith right there. He's super badass, like dude. Like he's one of those guys that can really kick your ass in real life. He is actually a tough guy. So there it is, William Smith in 7. Great cast. It's Andy Sedaris. If you've seen any Andy Sedaris. Actually, I did, Savannah, I just did with my 4K releases. So if you haven't seen it, I just did like 2 videos ago. So you can just go back and see that. I can't believe you missed that one. Except for just for the cover. So here's the thing: Andy Sedaris with his wife would make these kind of like these action films with like a bunch of nudity. They throw in some like kind of like at least the kind of known actors and a bunch of a bunch of like a bunch of action. So we got like Barbara Lee from Junior Bonner, of course, with with you know, from we have like God, there's a lot anyway in this one. There's 7. You have today off? Welcome. Well, I'm glad you got in here. This is my second like portion of this video. I actually started this video before and had to stop it, but for a very good reason. So next up is one that I'm going to show you again. I showed you this actually, well, I think it was like a day or two ago when I looked at when I did my Christmas shopping guide, and I still, if this is on sale, still strongly recommend it. And that is the OSS 117 5-film collection. You know, Curran Matthews is in the first 2 of these. We got Frederick Stafford in the next 2, and we got John Gavin in the 5th one. They become more James Bondian as they go on. I really like the second one because if you are a fan of like French actors, for instance, like Robert Hossein is in the second film, and of course, you know, he's in like Cemeteries with Crosses and, you know, a lot of movies, but he kind of plays the bad guy, the Bondian villain in this one here. And the OSS 117 is really, really good, really well done. If you haven't seen this set, I gotta say, I really strongly recommend it. I'll just like pop it open, and each one, and they all like, so they get their kind of just cool stuff. And so the first 2 got the first 2 films. OSS 117 is Unleashed, OSS 117 Panic in Bangkok. Then there's Mission for a Killer, Mission to Tokyo, and the last one is OSS 117 Double Agent. So again, this is probably going to be pretty cheap during the Kino sales if you're looking at some like getting a 5-film set. Not a bad one to go for. Now for their Halloween horror releases. Last year, obviously, their big release, the big one that they did that got a lot of people excited, and Rawhead Rex. Now, their presentation for Rawhead Rex definitely trumps the Arrow presentation, at least aesthetically here. Oh, it is very interesting. Actually, look it up, Andy. Like, try maybe. It's hard to find trailers for them, but there's another name for it as well, I think. But definitely try to find like. Try to find some of the movie trailers, try to like look it up and see if it's something that you'd be into. So Rawhead Rex here, of course, a lot of people got this one. Oh, they did actually, yeah, that's the thing, like when Kubrick, when like Kino started out, they did a lot of like silent stuff and all that. So now, what's really cool about this is we got this like beautiful like painted cover here on the outside. When you go look in the inside, we got like another like incredible cover, and yet again there is a 3rd VHS cover from the VHS. There's a book as well with some fantastic like illustrations that were done for this, and a great interview. The writing in this one is done by Kat Ellinger, from Diabolic Magazine. If you don't have this, this is a really fun horror film, really fun cheese that belongs in everybody's collection. Now this year, what did they do? They put out 3 Dan Curtis films. And if you don't have them, get them. This is a great time to get them now during the sale. So we have the Night Strangler, really, really good film. The classic, The Night Stalker, the one that started it all, and there'd be no X-Files if this thing didn't exist. 25th Reich. It sounds like something that I have seen, but I don't remember it right now. And I love this cover, love this case. Trilogy of Terror. I would love to see them put out Trilogy of Terror 2 with Liz and Anthony. I know it's, you know, it's a later one. It's not exactly the like the same ilk, but I did like that film as well. So I'd love to see like a kind of cool like case that would kind of fit alongside this for Trilogy of Terror 2, and I really want Kino to be the one to do it. Each of those there has a booklet. I know, man. John, like Kolchak is one of those shows that you, I guess me, we both grew up on, and it was just like super cool, amazing stuff. There'd be no X-Files. There'd be no any of those shows. It wasn't for like it wasn't for Kolchak. It was for, of course, before the Norlis tapes, which I would also like to see come out from Kino. So there you go. That is like my entire Kino collection, and I gotta say, I wish I could afford it because there's some stuff that I would love to get during the sale. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Outer Limits, and those Outer Limits sets are they tempt me. The first one is, I think, is like 32 episodes, seven Blu-ray discs, 40-page booklet, audio commentaries like crazy around there. I was actually I checked the Amazon to see if maybe they lowered the price of the Outer Limits sets during the Kino sale, because sometimes like Amazon will like see that the company's having a sale and they'll put some of those titles on the on sale. So what they did, so I went in and I went to the Amazon app on my phone, which I really shouldn't have done, and I'll tell you why in a second. And I saw that they had the Kino Outer Limits set, so on for like $42, $44 each. I was super excited. I asked my better half, I said, look, we really can't afford it right now, but these are amazingly priced. Can we grab these? And then I thought to myself, sometimes my Amazon app takes me to the American store. Not when I got these. That's the thing. When you buy this stuff and it comes near Christmas time, you have kids, you can't always get what you want. And I was on the American site. So if you're on the American website right now, Amazon in America has the 2 sets of that's okay, Savannah. As the 2 sets of like of the Outer Limits series on Blu-ray from Kino in the $40 range. So there you go. It's even like that's even cheaper than the sale prices. So there's a little heads up for you if anybody's looking to buy those Outer Limits sets. Yeah, Norlis Tapes, the TV movie, it's a precursor, John, to the Kolchak series. We got the Kolchak series actually because the Norlis Tapes was popular when it came out. They wanted to do a follow-up to that. For some reason, they couldn't do like an actual like follow-up to the Norlis Tapes. So we ended up like doing the Kolchak series, like movies instead, the Night Stalker, and eventually then afterwards the Night Strangler, and eventually Kolchak, the Night Stalker, the TV series. So it could have gone a little bit differently if they could have actually done an actual like well, even if you weren't single, boyfriend should be buying for you too. Well, it's modern day, so you buy for each other, but still. But yeah, so that's the history behind the Norlis Tapes. The Norlis Tapes is a movie that was kind of a precursor to that. And there you go, the little bit of history for Dan Curtis fans. But what do you guys think? Are any of you guys here going to be availing of the Kino sale? I know it's close to Christmas. Are any of you guys going to take this as like, or to talk to your better half and say, I know you probably got all my presents, but maybe we can slip a couple Kinos in the stocking, type of thing. I'm saying both being single and having money, both those things. But keep going the way you're going with your awesome swimming and stuff, and I'm sure that you'll have both anyway. You're getting your food culture training. I'm really excited, and John as well, to see what you get. Hey, Rich, you just missed out on my complete Kino collection. I did it in 2 videos, but definitely. Oh, Andy, I'm actually headed to bed in a couple minutes myself as well. Guys, thank you so much. I really severely appreciate you. Like the fact that I had to stop the video and come back and start over. It's awesome. You guys are awesome for that, because that's the thing. I haven't picked up Murder Rock yet. I really do want that one though, K-Dog. Yeah, so guys, let me know what you're going to get. Right, you have to see some of these. The Jury, man, you've got to see the Jury, and Charles Bronson and Burt Reynolds. Yeah, Oh, you haven't checked out Man in the High Castle? It's Amazon series, right? Okay. I keep meaning to watch that. Yep, I'm still here in North Sydney. So right here in the on the East Coast. Not in Newfoundland anymore, but I'm in North Sydney, which is Nova Scotia, about 4 hours away from Halifax. About 10 minutes away from where My Bloody Valentine was done. Rolling Vengeance. I do have Rolling Vengeance. Great. Actually, no, I don't have Rolling Vengeance. I lied there, hoax. But that is one that was on my list of Halifax does rock. I love Halifax, man. Rolling Vengeance, again, a great one to pick up. There's some really cool stuff there. I got to get to Halifax again soon. I just actually got back from there not that long ago. And again, guys, thank you so much for coming into to my movie library to join in on the movie club tonight. Go out there. Kino's got a sale on. If you can do it, go get some Kino. I don't know if I can this time, but I will soon. And you guys are again, you made it an awesome evening. Thank you so much for watching here. And you are the movie club. You guys are completely awesome. And it is time for tea. And as Culture Trini just said, night all. Hope you have a great one.